Today we welcome Karen McNally as she shares what I'm going to call a moment for mission with us. Karen is a Roanoke native and a graduate of the University of Virginia. She has served as Executive Director of the Presbyterian Community Center since April 2005. For 17 years, Karen has driven to the corner of Jamison Avenue and 13th Street in Southeast Roanoke to serve the surrounding community and help meet their overwhelming needs. Each workday, as she prepares to turn into the center's parking lot, she sees the homeless person sleeping on the sidewalk by the side of the near convenience store. She knows she's in the right place, and so do we. Their mattress is a piece of cardboard, and their pillow is a backpack that contains everything they own. Yes, Karen knows she is in the right place, and Covenant, so are we. Under her leadership and our support, the Presbyterian Community Center has enlarged food pantry and financial aid operations. They've instituted the Pathfinders Counseling Program for children. They created a physical fitness activity room for the Pathways for Youth after-school program, incorporated Bridges Out of Poverty training for its staff and volunteers, and adopted the Getting Ahead program for Pathway parents and graduates. She and her staff have built relationships with the community and formed networks with many other nonprofits and government agencies. For decades, the Presbyterian Community Center has been this church's local mission partner. Karen will be available after our service today for any questions you have. She and Catherine Overacker will be seated at a table in Heritage Hall. Please join me in welcoming Karen McNally.
Thank you, Teresa, and good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here, and personally thank you for your long-standing, vital, and sustaining financial support of the Presbyterian Community Center. And I would like to recognize and offer my gratitude for the truly amazing volume of volunteer time and effort put into our mission by members of this church community. I'm thinking of the Children's Christmas Party organized by Ann Hogue and Ann Curran, which for many years has offered our neighborhood children not only a meaningful Christmas celebration, but the chance to meet so many caring adults. There's the Super Bowl Sunday collection, which supplies our pantry with enough chicken noodle and tomato soup to distribute over many months each year. The Circle of Friends, which adopts families each Christmas. The Star Quilters with Ethel Simmons, providing quilts to our Pathways and Emergency Services children and their families. The hundreds of Covenant youth who over the years have collected, organized, and prepared for stocking the pantry, the trick-or-treat so others may eat food. Our current Tuesday pantry crew, Teresa Wolf and Judy Whitehead. Many of you have been tutors for our Pathways After School program, providing academic help and adult role models for our children who need both. One special example that always comes to my mind is Carol Gentry, who worked for several years with a severely dyslexic student, making a huge positive difference in his life. And I bet it would surprise no one here that we have Jerry Barnes on the speed dial whenever there is a need for a handyman. During my tenure at PCC, I've also worked with many dedicated board members from Covenant Presbyterian who have provided very strong leadership for our organization. Dusty Fiedler, Lauren Tate Mitchell, Walt Gaynor, Courtney Hogue, Catherine Overacker, who was board treasurer for several years, and Kitty Mortera and Chip Warsaw, who each served as board chairman. In fact, it was Chip who convinced me during a job interview in 2005 that the Presbyterian Community Center was the right place for me. Considering the overwhelming need we see each day, I'm often asked if working at the PCC is depressing. Just the opposite is true. Our 13-member staff and dozens of regular volunteers spend their time lifting people up and offering hope. They make lives better, acting to ease the burdens of poverty. The PCC is a place where seemingly simple acts of charity can change a life for the better. Since 1967, the Emergency Services Program has prevented homelessness for thousands of families by providing financial assistance to help with rent and mortgage payments, utility bills, and food. In some cases, we're helping several generations of the same family. In others, we're visited by a former client and hear the story how help from PCC got them through a tough time and lifted them from poverty. After 55 years in the neighborhood, we've built a very high level of trust between residents and our organization. But the numbers depicting poverty in Southeast Roanoke today remain among the worst in our community. The Emergency Services Program puts a much-needed Band-Aid on financial problems and hunger, but it is our Pathways for Youth After School program that is moving the needle to pull families out of generational poverty. The program truly makes a difference. We have seen a 100% graduation rate for the last 12 years, with many of our students moving on to college or gainful employment. Just last week, our Pathways staff attended the graduation ceremonies for our 4 seniors. 1 is headed to college, 2 have jobs waiting, and the other left just this morning on his way to Marine Boot Camp at Parris Island. Many aspects of the program contribute to the success we see: the dedication of staff and volunteers, the inclusion of mental health counseling, the emphasis on academic tutoring, and the effort to allow our children access to social and cultural enrichments that are so easily available to their more well-off peers. Several years ago, we began addressing what we saw as the most pressing issue affecting children in our program. That was and is the trauma caused by the many problems that their parents face trying to navigate the world while living on very low income. Since then, we have adopted the Bridges Out of Poverty model for our mission and expanded our programs to add offerings for Pathways parents, Pathways graduates, partner organizations, and other adults in the Southeast community. As we added these programs, it rapidly became apparent that our building is ill-equipped to serve our new daily needs. The current PCC is actually 3 structures built in the 1940s. The building shows its age everywhere. We're bursting at the seams. There's no room for expansion, and there are many chronic maintenance issues, most especially the flat roof, which alone has cost us over $21,000 for repairs since 2017. After many months of reviewing what would work best for our plans of growing our outreach in Southeast, we have now completed design work on a new Presbyterian Center building. This new PCC will allow us to expand our Pathways program by 60% to serve up to 80 children annually. We'll be adding grades K through 2 to the current 3 through 12. The structure will include a gym for the children that can be converted into 2 areas for workforce development class and parent education opportunities. It will also have a large dedicated pantry area with easy access for clients, and for the first time, private offices to meet with those needing financial assistance. A community kitchen will allow us to host monthly family nights for our students, and also many Southeast neighborhood community events. The cost of the building is estimated at $6 million, a number almost doubled from the original estimate pre-pandemic. To date, we have raised approximately $2 million, boosted by a current 3-to-1 fundraising challenge through July 10th by a very generous donor who has already given over $1 million to the project. It is our hope to finish raising funds we need in 2022 and break ground next year. We believe the construction process will take 12 to 18 months. This timeline nicely coincides with the City of Roanoke's investment over the next 5 years of $8.5 million in the infrastructure of Southeast to improve the quality of life in that neighborhood. I've brought along architectural drawings of the new building and will be happy to share these with you after the service. And to learn more about the new building, please visit our website at pccse.org or feel free to give me a call anytime. Thank you for your hospitality this morning, and on behalf of all of us at the Presbyterian Community Center, I thank you for your support.